Hello everyone, welcome back to my review channel. Hopefully this will be working. If you notice the post I just put up saying, hey, my audio stopped, so I had to exchange my webcam and stuff, and it just didn't. I got a new webcam and it's doing the exact same thing, but if you're watching this, obviously it fixed. I fixed it, so hopefully if this happens again, I will know how to right the wrong. But anyways, I already did this video once and I loved it. I thought it was such a great video. When I went to make sure it sounded right, looked right, no sound at all. So I'm kind of depressed about that. Anyways, this review is going to be the morning of August 31st for the Adult Swim shows Children's Hospital, NTSF, SD, SUV, and Eagleheart. All three of these episodes today I'm going to try to get by as quick as I can. I'm sorry this is late. But again, it's only late because when I recorded it, last night, I tried to put it up and it was just like no sound. So I'm not going to put up a video that has no sound. I already did that once on accident. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but I accidentally did that once. I put like 2 videos up with no sound. I have to keep, for whatever reason, webcams, sometimes they just go back to default or something. So, hopefully, like I said, let's just get by this, so I try to do this as quick as possible. Okay, Children's Hospital. First one. Midnight, basically, of August 31st. This episode is called Free Day. Basic, I don't know, some quick synopsis. If you can lean, you can clean. Basically, everyone in the hospital there's no patients in the hospital. Everyone's either been discharged or they're okay health, or like nothing needs to be done. So all the doctors, they just lounge around. They don't know what to do. They ask Cy. Cy tells them, there's a couple things that need to be done. One is to clean the organ supply room, and Dr. Blake Downs, just like raises his hand and just grabs that. He's like, I want to do that. And it's like, yeah, because you want to clean the organ supply room. The next option was to separate and organize the files for the file room. And Dr. Glenn, I only know his first name, man. I call him Dr. Glenn. He's the Jewish doctor. Always wears the, God, now I can't remember the, yarmulke? I'm probably all wrong about that, but it's what they wear on their head. Anyways, Dr. Glenn, he's going to organize the file room. So while Dr. Downs is in the organ supply room, all the organs are in glass jars, like you would see of a mad scientist room or lab. It really, I kind of thought it was funny itself. It's just like it doesn't even separate it really. You just see like hearts or hands or feet or something, a lung. It was pretty funny. Anyways, while there, he meets what I think you would just call the cleaning lady. She's already starting to clean. They have a bond, and she invites Dr. Blake Downs to her house for dinner. So he goes to her house for dinner. While at the hospital, Dr. Glenn and the rest of the doctors, Dr. Glenn starts off pretty well. He's like organized. He wants to do this. He wants to work hard. But with the help of the other doctors, it kind of gets like in the back. He pushes in the back on the back burner to have fun. Basically, everyone has like a pool party at the hospital. Everyone's just like having fun. Nothing's happening. It ends with Dr. Glenn and everyone accidentally or purposely, however you want to think about it, burning all the files, all the patient files. So, but back to Dr. Blake Downs at the dinner with the woman, the cleaning lady. While there, he eats and everything, and he believes they have like a moment, like a I love you moment, so he believes he loves her. And when the feeling is not reciprocated, she throws him out. And I thought this was pretty funny, because everyone in the family is like pushing him out the door, Dr. Blake Downs. And all he can do is just try to like hold on to the frame. And he's just like yelling, no, 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 no. Just like keeps yelling it. I don't know. I kind of thought it was funny. So Cy comes back to the hospital. Blake comes back to the hospital. He tells him what happened. Blake tells him, like, I thought I was in love. It wasn't reciprocated, apparently. And Dr. Glenn goes on to tell Cy that, yeah, I burnt the files. And he kind of tells him off in a certain, like, funny way. It's like, yeah, I did it. What are you going to do about it? Like, just like a nonchalant, kind of, like, charismatic way. But anyways, that's pretty much the end of that. That was Children's Hospital. Now the next one is NTSF SD SUV. Again, this is the morning of like 12:15 in the morning of August 31st. NTSF SD SUV. This episode is called Lights, Camera, Assassination. Basically, someone is killing off the directors of the sequel film called Stein. So they've been trying to make a film to the sequel movie of Stein. Basically, it's a playoff of the Twilight series. Instead of it being like a wolf and a vampire, the dude's Frankenstein, and the other love interest is Van Helsing. Again, but it's just a playoff of Twilight. They're just young kids playing monsters. Someone's killing off the directors of these films, which gives NTSF headquarters right to get involved. Cove is at the headquarters getting everybody updated about what's happening, the film, the director's being shot. So it starts off, you're already on the film, on set, while they're like shooting, and the director gets shot. And you don't really see who does it. But at the headquarters, they update everybody. Trent and Alphonse go together on like what you would consider, I guess, a stakeout. Basically, there was a bullet casing that they got. It was their clue that what was it? It basically got traced back to the British district of San Diego. This bullet casing came from somehow got traced back to the British district. Yes. Basically, it's just like a district with British people in San Diego. San Diego's British district. Obviously, that's not real, but it's just funny to say that. So, Trent and Alphonse go to the stakeout to try to find out look around British district, ask around, but they have someone that came with them, a tag-along, a walk-along. This is Alistair McQueen, the actor in Stein. That's the movie. That plays the Frankenstein monster. So you get to see his actor, who's British, who has the British accent. They have a tag-along, which is him. So, Cove is doing her thing. She has this little, like, podcast she does. So there's like a little bit of going on there. But then it switches back to the main story of Trent and Alphonse and Alistair McQueen. Alistair McQueen ambushes Trent and Alphonse separately, ties them up, and you see them placed tied up in separate chairs on set of Stein, just like a random set of Stein. It's just like you see like a tree or something, and like lights and everything's all set up. So this is where you realize that the actor who plays Stein, Alistair McQueen, he has multiple personalities. In this case, he just has two. He has his regular personality, which I don't know. You don't really know which one's regular personality, but basically the British accent, and then his other personality is straight up American actor accent. That's pretty funny. So you don't really know which one's the true personality. You can assume it's the British personality, because you can assume that's the legit one, and the second personality is just like the American actor. This plays off of let me see. How does this go? Alphonse basically is able to take what the actor personality, the American actor personality, helps Alphonse escape via acting. Okay, so Alphonse is able to untie himself via acting, beat up Alistair McQueen, will surprise him by improv, and ties up Alistair McQueen at the end. Now, this, make sure, going correctly. Yes. The episode ends with Alistair McQueen finishing the movie. You get to see him, like, in the, shows him making the movie again, but then it pans to the background, and you see, like, Trent directing with, like, the rest of NTSF agents, like, doing something in the background. So that's how it ends. Pretty much, yeah. So, wait. It explains how he shot the director on set. Because you couldn't realize, like, hey, how'd you shoot the guy on set? No one saw it. Not only does Alistair McQueen, it showed this, not only did Alistair McQueen have two personalities, he had a third arm and hand coming out of his stomach. So it just, like, whipped out the third arm, and it showed it, like, a third arm comes out, and it's, like, pulls the trigger of a gun. So that explained that. I want to say a couple of things here. One, when I was reading the credits, the name of the director, which was shot, first of all, the actor who played him is Jason Ritter. God, I don't want to... If I can remember correctly, I do believe this is... oh my God, how can I not... His name is Jason Ritter. He's the son of an actor, Ritter, and I can't even remember his name. How can I not remember his name? He's like one of my faves. He's been in so many movies. It's not even funny, but he died and everything. This is his son. I can't believe I forgot his name. Anyways, that's him. In the credits, the director's name is called Chet Bratner. Chet Bratner. I can only assume this is a play off of the name Brett Ratner, which is a real director. You would know him by, he directed X-Men 3, and he directed the Rush Hour movies. I think this is probably just kind of playing, because they probably know the dude, so they're just like, hey, I'm going to do this. But I don't know. If they're just playing off the name because they know him, or they don't know him and they don't want to get sued or something. Well, I won't get sued, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. I think it's just a play off of a real director's name. That's all I'm saying. Chet Bratner compared to a real director's name, Brett Ratner. Only the other thing I want to say about this episode is, like, when after the episode was done, in the shown of the next episode, it shows a little bit of the next episode come on next week. There's a chick in there, blonde hair. Basically, if you're into wrestling, if you've been watching it for years and stuff, this girl looked like Stacy Keibler. I'm just going to say it. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's just, I think it's Stacy Keibler. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. I'm going to watch it again. I kept watching it. I paused it, kept watching it. I'm going to watch it next week, obviously. But as far as I know, I think that's Stacy Keibler from WWF time. It's WWE now, but when she was in it, she was like WWF's. But Stacy Keibler from WWE. Next week, we'll see if it is. Okay. Now, on to Eagleheart for August 31st, the morning of. Eagleheart. This one is called Honor Thy Marshal. Honor Thy Marshal. Basically, this is an episode, it just plays off like a promotional video. Starring Chris Monsanto and his, like, couple assistant deputies. And, like, the captain or whatever. But, it just plays like a promotional video. Like, let's say you wanted to be a marshal. This is the video you would watch to get you excited to want to be it. It's like, basically what it does is, like, Chris Monsanto's in there and he's, like, telling you, this is what you might have to deal with or might have to look forward to if you go forward and want to be a marshal. A few things here. Oh, wait, it's called, promotional video is called So You Want to Be a Marshal? So You Want to Be a Marshal. It shows a few things. It shows, like, past clips, with Chris Monsanto of, like, old Eagleheart episodes from, like, season 1, season 2. That's really what it is. It's just, like, showing that, just old clips. And, what else it shows? A little comic bit of Marshall Boost is what they call. It's just, like, a big container, of just powder you get at, like, GNC or at a health store. But they use it like cocaine. You know, so they just pour a little out and just do some lines of Marshall boost to get through the day. This also, oh man, I'll try to explain this as best I can. It shows clips of Chris Monsanto, not Chris Elliott, but Chris Monsanto. Before he became a marshal, he did a little show for Hollywood, and it showed like clips of this Hollywood show or TV show that Chris Monsanto was doing. And it was called Honor Thy Marshal. And basically, this is just a complete playoff, ripoff of Walker, Texas Ranger. That was all these clips were. It's just making fun of our homage, if you will, to Walker, Texas Ranger. I laughed because Eagleheart itself is just a playoff of Walker, Texas Ranger. So they're just making fun of themselves here. It's pretty funny. I liked it. Pretty good. During this time, it shows Conan O'Brien, because he's the executive producer to Honor Thy Marshal, and he talks about, it gives him a nice few minutes of this. He has his own sketch, if you will. He has his own like comedy sketch inside this, talking about what he had to do as executive producer in the show and stuff. So he gets a few minutes on screen for this, and he's already like co-producer to the Eagleheart anyway. Let me see. It mentions something else in here, but I'm going to get to that right after I end this. Now, the episode ends, or the promotional video ends with, like, a culmination of, like, all the jokes, like, a bunch of jokes that they did throughout the episode. Kind of like how you'd see during a stand-up comic act. You just, like, jokes, and at the end of the hour, it's just a culmination of, like, the few jokes that he did during the hour. That's how it was. That's how it ended. It was pretty funny. Involved, like, Marshall boost and stuff. But that's how it ended. Only one thing I want to mention right here is during the promotional video, Chris Monsanto references Bud Dwyer. It's like, I could really use how about I break open a Bud, or a Bud Dwyer he mentioned. He mentions Bud Dwyer. Now, I understand if everyone doesn't get the reference to Bud Dwyer, or he doesn't even know who he is. I understand. It's been years since that incident happened. But I'll just go ahead and tell you now. I've looked this up before. I know all about this Bud Dwyer character because I've looked it up years ago. This really happened. It was, what would you call it? It was like a news thing where this political guy, Bud Dwyer, called a news conference together because he was like, what was he doing? He was going to court for like something he was doing illegally. Everyone believed he was pretty much dead to rights, like he was guilty pretty much. And from what happens, I'm guessing he was guilty. Even like Bud Dwyer, I'm guessing from what he did, he probably was guilty. But it never got to the court. It never actually got to the court. And here's why. Bud Dwyer calls a newscast conference. Remember, I saw this on the internet. I don't think you could find this on YouTube. But I've had to like really search for this, and I can't even believe I found it. But he called a news conference together. A bunch of reporters, a bunch of cameras filming him. He has one manila envelope with him. He breaks out the manila envelope and pulls out a gun. Just a handheld gun. Now, you could tell people are in shock when they see this, because you hear like gasp from like the newscasters and everything, and he tells them to hold on a moment, and they're obviously, who's going to hold on a moment? You don't see it because it's in the background, but someone was probably walking towards him to stop him. But in that moment, he tells them to stop. He's like, wait, and he just does it. He just like, in his mouth and blows the back of his brains out. On camera. I didn't believe this at first. When I watched this, I didn't believe it. I thought it was just staged. I thought it was fake. I mean, I was like in awe. It's one of those, it's really morbid, but I watched it again, and I watched it again, not believing it was real, and then I got my friends into it. I was like, hey man, come see this. This is no way this is real. Watch it again. Let me replay it. Then when we find out it is real, it's like, holy crap. That guy blew his brains out. I gotta see this again. Holy crap. very kind of morbid, but that's how it was. But that's Bud Dwyer. That's what I can't believe they mentioned him. That was years ago. But that's what he did. I mean, he blew his brains out on national TV. Of course, you don't think you could see it on TV. It was just one of those newscaster things that happened to get up on the internet because it was a big deal when that happened. He was going under the, like I said, I don't know, it was probably like laundering or something, money laundering or something like that. I don't know for sure now. Like, I just don't know. But that's the Bud Dwyer reference. There we go. That was it. That's the 3 episodes. Thank you guys very much for being patient with me and this whole video fiasco thing. I know it's been like 24 hours at least since this video should have been posted. But thank you guys for being so patient and waiting for it to come up. And yes, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your time. I think that's it. And everybody have a good day. Good rest of your day. All right. Bye.